Hey everyone, it's me, Andrea from Andy's Corner. Thank you for joining me today as we read through our second book, The Biggest Story, How the Snake Crusher Brings Us Back to the Garden. So we've read chapters 1 through 3, and if you missed them, go back and check them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Well, you don't want to miss a video. Today we're reading chapter 4. And this book is written by Kevin Deyoung. Several hundred years after God's promise to Abraham, it looks like things have gotten way off track. When God told Abraham to leave his home, he promised to give him a new land in Canaan. It was going to be a great land. It was supposed to remind God's people of the garden they once had. It would be sweet and refreshing with plenty of milk and honey. But Abraham and his sons never really possessed the land they were promised. And now it was 400 years later, and they were slaves in Egypt. How Abraham's family got to Egypt is a long story. But here's the short version. They went to Egypt because there was a famine in Canaan. And when they got to Egypt, Jacob's son found their long-lost brother Joseph, who helped get them food and a place to live, even though he was there because his 10 older brothers had been jealous and sold him into slavery after they almost killed him because of his fancy coat. So, I told you it was a long story. Here's the famine. Looks like they're coming to visit. They're giving them food. Okay. Well, delivering them from famine was one thing. That's when Israel's family was still pretty small. Israel, by the way, was Jacob's new name. I guess everyone needed 2 names back then. But hundreds of years later, the family was huge. How would God save a couple million people from slavery? It's not like he could just turn the Nile River into blood and send frogs and gnats and flies and disease and boils and hail and locusts and darkness and death until the king of Egypt let them go. Actually, that's exactly what God did. Had 10 plagues. God raised up Moses to deliver his people. But in reality, God did all the work. He sent the plagues. He led the people with fire and cloud. It's a really cool story. At night, he led them with a pillar of fire, and during the day, a pillar of cloud to lead them. He made the sea turn into dry land so the Israelites could walk through, and he turned the dry land back to sea when the Egyptians tried to cross over because they were chasing them. It seemed that no matter what the Israelites did or what everyone else did to them, God always found a way to save his people. And that's the end of chapter 4. So, you don't want to miss it. We got chapter 5 next. So what's the story of this chapter? I think that no matter what we get ourselves into, that God is never too far away and he can always save his people. Like they said, he always comes through. So when you're in a tough spot, cry out to the Lord and say, God, help me, save me. And he will. He always provides a way for us. But sometimes you can pray that prayer every day if you want. You wake up and you say, Lord, help me to live a life that pleases you. Maybe you'll find yourself in less crazy situations. I think that's a better idea. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for chapter 5. Bye.